Do you need a great marketing tool to advertise your business or event? Then use Ottumwa Coasters. Get your business or event on drink coasters featured in Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. It's the most fun and effective way to reach the community. Starting at just $199, you get 1,000 coasters delivered to Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. Look for Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook or call or text 573-932-0111.
And here's your host, Steve Shedler.
Thank you. Beautiful audience. Oh, you look lovely this morning. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Shetler Studios. Welcome to the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. It is a Friday, November 3rd. And we do thank you for tuning in on this morning wake up presented by our friends at Ottumwa Coasters. Make sure you like and follow the Ottumwa Coasters Facebook page. If you have a business, if you have an event, if you got something to advertise and you want to get the word out, especially in the Ottumwa area, do it with Ottumwa Coasters. It's a great marketing tool. See right there a variety of coasters, including my Steve Shetler Media coaster, which can be found in a variety of the most popular restaurants in Ottumwa, Iowa. So take advantage of that. Again, businesses, maybe some of my sponsors here on Steve Shetler Media want to become more popular, want to make their presence more felt in the Ottumwa area. Use Ottumwa Coasters. They bring us our morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. Hey, let's take a look at our forecast. It's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa. And what a weekend we have in store. Mostly cloudy skies today, breezy south to southwest winds, and a high of 61 degrees. You know, after last weekend and into Halloween, it was cold. And today and this weekend, definitely warmer. We'll take it. Mostly cloudy, breezy, and 61 today. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Winds will diminish. We'll see a low of 36. Tomorrow, beautiful day. Boy, if you got any yard work that you need to do before wintertime, tomorrow's the day to do it. Mostly sunny, a high of 56. Mostly clear tomorrow night, low of 34. And then Sunday, another nice day, a little bit more breezy, but partly sunny on Sunday, and 65 degrees. We thank Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney for bringing us our morning wake up. Hey, actually, before we get into this next thing, let's take a look at our current conditions. Humidity just at 50%. Southwest winds right now, maybe 10, possibly 15 miles per hour. And we've got 50 degrees here in southeast Iowa. Those are your current weather conditions. Coming up later on today, looking forward to seeing my friend Daniel David. He is our Iowa Music Showcase for today. He'll be performing and talking to me at Barnwired in Sigourney. Daniel David, that's from 11:30 to noon today. So if you want to spend your lunch hour with us, come on up to Barnwired in Sigourney. They've always got great food. They've got their daily lunch specials, and you can listen to an interview. We'll be talking live right in front of you guys, and Daniel will be performing some songs, some of his original stuff, including his song Unrest. Unrest. He's got a few tunes out there. Unrest, one of those that you can listen to right now on Spotify. So check that out. Maybe get yourself prepared for today's interview and live music from Daniel David, live at Barnwired in Sigourney as our Iowa Music Showcase. Let's see. I had one more thing. Oh, there we go. Had to find it. There we go. remember, you got to fall back this weekend. Boy, I do not like time change. I am not a fan of time change. Messes with my sleep every year, twice a year. And this weekend, Saturday night into Sunday, we will be falling back an hour. So just remember to turn your clocks back an hour and fall back this weekend. That's just something to keep in mind as we head into this weekend. Hey, we are doing the morning wake up on a Friday morning, brought to us by Ottumwa Coasters. All right, good morning to you, Emma, and good morning to you, Nick, my friend. Oh, yeah, we're into a Friday. I got my Hulk Hogan sweatshirt on today. Was down at Hulk Hogan's shop in Florida here, actually a couple of years ago, right around this time. So, brother, I'm hulking up. Let's see here. Let's do some celebrity birthdays, and we can't do that without the birthday song. That was me doing Hulk Hogan poses to the birthday song. All right, let's see here. We got some birthdays today. Actress, comedian Roseanne Barr. I should have asked Roseanne to be on the show today to sing happy birthday for us. You ever heard Roseanne sing? Did you hear her sing the national anthem like 30 years ago? It was the worst national anthem of all time. Google it. YouTube it. You'll be glad you did. Or you might not be glad you did, but you'll be interested. Roseanne Barr with a birthday, 71 today. Actress Kate Capshaw, you know her from Indiana Jones. Kate Capshaw, 70 years old today. We've got comedian, actor Dennis Miller, turning 70 years old. Adam Ant. What was the song that Adam Ant had that was a big hit back in the 80s? I remember him. I remember seeing the video. Can't think of the song. 69 years old for Adam Ant. You know who's also 69 years old today? Godzilla. It's on my birthday list. So, Godzilla. 69 years old. Happy birthday to you, Godzilla. Dolph Lundgren. I must break you. Dolph from Rocky, the Expendables movies, turning 66 years old. He played the perfect Russian counterpart to Rocky back in the day. Let's see here. Colin Kaepernick. Get off your knee. Colin Kaepernick, 36 years old. Does anybody need a quarterback for like your flag football team? Anybody? Nobody? Colin Kaepernick still sitting on the sidelines celebrating his birthday, 36 years old. And Kendall Jenner, one of the famous Jenners that's famous for doing nothing. Kendall Jenner is 28 years old today. On this date in history, it was today back in 1782, Britain finally and officially recognized the United States. So thanks for your recognition, Britain. It was today in 1868, Ulysses S. Grant became the president, won the presidential election over a Democrat. Do you know who he beat? We could have had the Democrat Horatio Seymour as our president, but instead we voted for Ulysses S. Grant back in 1868. It was on this date, 1896, Idaho became the first state to grant women the right to vote. So way to go, Idaho. Let's see here. It was on this date in 1908, we elected William Taft as our 27th president. Also on this date, the very first coast-to-coast color TV broadcast took place on this date in 1956. Wizard of Oz was shown on TV for the very first time. So again, that was a few years later actually. So 1953, first TV broadcast, color TV broadcast took place, 1953. A few years later, 56, The Wizard of Oz shown for the very first time on this date. Good morning to you, Sandy. Hey, if you guys are watching, maybe you're listening in your cars on your way to work or school or whatever you got going on this weekend, say hello. Hello in the comments. Hey, today is Cliche Day. I like cliches. So it's a National Cliche Day. It's also International Sandwich Day. And it's World Jellyfish Day. I love to celebrate the jellyfish. So jellyfish, sandwich, and cliches is what we're celebrating today. Moving right along. Oh, it's also, why wasn't this on my list? It's National Housewives Day. So thank you to all those housewives. And this month, by the way, is Peanut Butter Month. So spread yourself some peanut butter or have it in that great, delicious combination of a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Peanut Butter Month for the month of November. Things you need to know. Good morning to you, Stephen. One of the top fans here on Steve Shuttler Media. Things you need to know. We should rename this and call it Things You Don't Necessarily Need to Know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So things you need to know. Disney, you may have heard, is acquiring Comcast's 33% stake in Hulu. It's expected for an $8.61 billion. Billion with a B. B. Let's see here. I'm going to cough. All right. It's the beauty of a mute microphone. Let's see here. The cast of the movie Mean Girls, including Lindsay Lohan, they have returned to their Mean Girls roles for a Walmart Black Friday ad that has started running this week, so look for that. Amusement parks, Six Flags and Cedar Fair are merging. We've got the urge to merge Six Flags and Cedar Fair, merging in an $8 billion deal that creates a theme park powerhouse across North America. So Six Flags and Cedar Fair. Hey, Brooke Shields, did you hear about her scary health situation for Brooke Shields? She says that she was visiting New York in September when she had a seizure that was apparently caused by drinking too much water. Now, my wife is always on my case about not drinking enough water. So now I can point to this and say, health issues. I don't want to have a seizure. Now, the weird thing Brooke Shields says that happened was that when she woke up in an ambulance, holding her hand was none other than Bradley Cooper. Was it a seizure dream? Evidently, this is true. And evidently, she was not in good shape at all. So glad to hear Brooke Shields is doing well. But having a seizure, pretty severe seizure back in September. Drinking too much water. Let's see here. Oprah's favorite things list for 2023 is out. So, let's see here. That's about as important as my favorite things list for 2023. Who cares? Let's see here. Stand-up comedian Taylor Tomlinson going to be hosting a late-night talk show. That'll fill the spot that was occupied by James Corden. In Yellowstone news, the final episodes of the show will now be airing next year, evidently. And meanwhile, spin-offs are in the works for 1944 and 2024. 2024? Okay. So look for those shows from Yellowstone. Sixth and final season of The Crown going to be hitting Netflix this month. And evidently, they're going to be hitting some pretty touchy subjects. So we'll see what the royal family's response is in real life. Again, new season of The Crown coming out. In Seattle, check this out. They're experimenting with heating an entire office building using the heat produced by sewage pipes. What does that do for the smell? Sewage pipes. Going to be heating an entire office building in Seattle. The warmth of the what's in these pipes that's warming things up? What are they eating out in Seattle that is causing the sewage pipes to be that hot? The pipes going to be heating the building. The U.S. Department of Energy estimates that 350 billion kilowatt hours of heat energy are flushed down the drains in the U.S. every year. That's roughly enough power for 30 million homes. So, interesting. You know what time it is? It's time for today's Impossible Question. It just goes on and on. It gets longer every day, it seems like. Good morning to you, Amber. Thank you for chiming in the comments. Let's see here. Today's Impossible Question. Women's Day magazine asked its readers what the number one appliance is that they could not live without. Now, what do you think that is? Not surprisingly, coffee maker and dishwasher came in at numbers 1 and 2, but shockingly, this household appliance came in at number 3. What do you think? Again, appliances that people can live, or that they couldn't live without. Again, according to Women's Day magazine, number 1 and 2, coffee maker and dishwasher. Number 3 on the list was hair dryer. And you know what? I can live without a hair dryer. I know, that's shocking, but I can't remember the last time I used a hair dryer. It's been a long time. But evidently, the majority of people can't live without their hair dryer. Let's put that over there. In some weird news.
That is weird.
In some weird news, beloved Australian children's music group, The Wiggles. I like The Wiggles. They have voiced their deep disappointment amid revelations their music is being used by the city of Bunbury in Western Australia. They're using it to deter homeless people from hanging out at a waterfront bandstand. The Southwest Council came under fire on Thursday after conceding it was blaring the song Hot Potato on a loop 24 hours a day at this music shell to discourage people from congregating there. So a Wiggles spokesperson stated that the children's music, the group's music, was created to bring joy and happiness to children and families around the world, and they're deeply disappointed to hear it being used in any other way. So, The Wiggles, does that say how annoying their music is, that they're blasting it 24 hours a day to try to keep homeless people away? That's in Australia. In some, we got a double dose of weird news, so we got to hit it again.
That is weird.
It's weird. It's still weird. How about this? You got to watch out for falling Rottweilers. Occasionally, there might be a Rottweiler that falls from the sky. I know. A pregnant woman was hit by, this is real. This is real life, people. Real life PSA. Watch out for Rottweilers falling. A pregnant woman was hit by a falling Rottweiler in one of Central Rome's most fanciest streets on Friday. Now, the woman is in the hospital in serious condition after being struck by the animal, which fell off a third-floor balcony and died on impact. The dog's owner is said to be distraught. I don't know how much a normal Rottweiler weighs, but that would not feel good. From the third story floor, Rottweiler, that's weird. As we mentioned at the top of the show, daylight savings time, and it's daylight saving time. Comes up this weekend. It's late Saturday night into Sunday morning. Do you guys like it? If you're in the comments, good morning to you, Kathy. Just see you popping up in the comments there. If you're watching this morning, what do you think? I mean, for folks that get up early, like I usually get up about 5:30 in the morning on weekdays, which is plenty early. But on Monday, it's going to feel like I'm getting up. My body's going to still feel like it's 4:30 in the morning, which is too early for me. I don't like time. Time change stinks. It just stinks. You guys like time change? Do you like to fall back? You like to spring forward? I don't. Just keep it one time all year long. No need for changes. I don't like change anyway. So don't change my time. Here is something from the file of law and disorder. A mountain of Legos was found in a suburban drug raid in Australia. What's up with all the Australia stories today? Mountain of Legos found in Australia, so large that police are going to need a truck, a big truck, to seize it. The 1,130 boxes worth more than $200,000 discovered on Tuesday alongside, a meth lab and boxes of gemstones. This is the weirdest drug raid of all time. You have gemstones, you have a meth lab, and then you have like over 1,000 boxes of Legos. Is that what they do when they do the meth? They get bored and they play with Legos. Let's see here. All this was discovered Tuesday at a house in Melbourne's suburban fringe. I don't know if they were blasting the Wiggles outside of this, but crazy things happening in Australia. 36-year-old man, 32-year-old woman were arrested. The man charged with trafficking, proceeds of crime, and firearms offenses. So meth, gemstones, Legos. That is the magic combination for those folks in Australia. In some doctor news, some good news, actually. Fewer high school students are vaping this year, the government reported on Thursday. In a survey, 10% of high school students said they had used electronic cigarettes in the previous month. That is down from 14% last year. Now, use of any tobacco product, including cigarettes and cigars, also fell among high schoolers, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Among middle school students, about 5% said that they used e-cigarettes, roughly the same as last year. The agency considers the annual survey to be its best measure of youth smoking trends. So things seem to be going in the right direction there. Yes, thank you, Emma. Thank you for agreeing with me. I appreciate that. Anybody else? Because we're about done here today. If anybody else has any thoughts on time change falling back this weekend, let her rip in the comments. And finally today, in a moment of this is, a vacation story gone wrong. A luckless, I kind of spit when I said it. Luckless tourist from somewhere that I can't pronounce, but I'll try. Azerbaijan, found himself surrounded by armed police and was ordered to the floor in Lisbon, Portugal, after a translation app on his phone that he was using to translate what he was saying. The translation app he used to request help in a restaurant confused the word pomegranate for grenade. So again, this guy on vacation in Portugal, evidently he was a Russian guy in Portugal on vacation, and he was requesting some pomegranate, but the app that was translating what he said turned it into grenade, and police were called. Poor guy. He was just wanting some pomegranate, and they thought that they were threatening them with a grenade. Hey, let's see here. Sandy says, need to do away with time change. Thank you, Sandy. Kathy, need to do away with it. Thank you. And Nick, quit changing. Yes. Southeast Iowa, at least 5 of us are revolting against time change. So none of us, just revolt by not changing your clock. Live by your own time. Gosh darn it. No. Change your clocks over the weekend. We'll all just have to deal with it until they change it for good. Okay, that'll do it for your morning wake up. Remember, wake up earlier than your body wants to. Coming up on Sunday morning. Later on today, 11:30 to noon, our Iowa Music Showcase live at Barnwired in Sigourney. We'll have Daniel David, a music artist from here in Southeast Iowa. He'll be doing a live interview with me. He'll be playing some original tunes, 11:30 to noon at Barnwire. Now, tomorrow, for the last couple of months, we've done the sports section coaches show from Brothers Market and Sigourney. Well, right now, we don't have any sports to talk about, high school sports to talk about in Southeast Iowa. Everything is, unless you have a football team still going, wherever you're watching, we don't have much happening right here in our area. All the teams are done that we cover and follow. But so nothing really to talk about for the coaches show. We're going to take I believe, a 3-week break on our morning coaches show on Saturday mornings. We'll be back, I believe, right after Black Friday. So on the 25th, we'll be back. So we're going to take the next 3 weeks off for the sports section, and we'll get prepared for high school basketball, wrestling, bowling. Is there anything else that comes up during the winter months? I don't know. But we'll be covering that on our next sports section on Saturday, November 25th. So again, next few weeks off. We're also, in case you didn't notice, we're also taking a few weeks off for the Athlete of the Week. So yeah, giving that a break while we're in between sports seasons. So again, just keep that in mind. Otherwise, you guys get out there, have a great Friday. Weather looks beautiful for this weekend, so enjoy the weekend. And we'll see you back here on Monday for our next morning wake up, brought to us by our friends at Ottumwa Coasters.